No, I don't think so. Yeah,
That's really cool.
thank you.
You're welcome.
My name's Rex Thurstan. This is Rex Thurstan. She's attractive to you. She's attractive to you. They're attractive to you. They're attractive to you. But you're not attractive to them. Oh, you're not attractive to them. Oh, you're not attractive. You're not attractive. You're not attractive to them. Is that it? Your upheaval is done. Not a feeling at all. Not a feeling at all. At all. At all. At all. Insane, stupid. You always leave it. Insane, stupid. You too leave it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Waking up from a bad dream, stretched out on a mattress. Someone messed with your alarm. I want to go back to that bad dream, but if I turn on my side, I can't pretend that you're someone else. It may sting inside, because we all hate being avoided. We all hate being avoided, don't we? I cleared out my studio to touch the hearts of a house show. Some dying old animal laughed at me, locked my fucking keys in my car. But it's fine, it's all planned out. A release will hit my brain, and that you tell yourself. Matt says they do it all the time. Do it all the time. We all hate being avoided, but people lie all the time. We all hate being avoided, but people lie all the time. up, I pushed you away into abyss. And now we're old and we found the divide, and I don't feel a thing. I got this vibe from a long time ago. Now we may have a new life. I know right from the start I was petrified to start. Life is this taxing theory where you do the same thing every day and never tire of what will make you alive, even if it kills you too. You make me scared of a good dream. I know what to say if he's not clean. Right from the start I was petrified to start. This one's an Eel People track. I love him. He's my favorite. He's got the talent. Nearly made it. Mutually assured, destructively in the moment. Time is of the essence. Art gallery. I wish I could show you all that I am up to. You can't really avoid it. It's always coming towards you. Is this a Netflix special? Cue the applause, emotional missile, a nice guy stuck in the thick of it. Oh shit, wouldn't wanna be him. Thought I was misunderstood, but I misunderstood. Oh, let's go out tonight and find a good time tonight. I'll pay. She should come too, it's fine. She's got a good face and time behind her. We'll get back late and bask in the covers, light basking to bring what I suffer. I'll wake up to what I didn't want to wake up to. You can't really avoid it. It's always coming towards you. Is this a Netflix special? Cue the applause, emotional missile, a nice guy stuck in the thick of it. Oh shit, wouldn't wanna be him. Thought I was misunderstood, but I misunderstood. Coming towards you. Is this a Netflix special? Cue the applause, emotional missile, a nice guy stuck in the thick of it. This is called No One Tastes Like Him Normal. There's this fear surrounding most of the things that drive me to do all that makes me feel like I'm breathing and I'm real, crawling out my skin, disease that made me thin. My past makes me okay with this, and everything she says, I swear I dreamed it. I need a way. I don't care how. This is a real anchor to who we are. We must depart, 'cause no one tastes like you. Oh, no one tastes like you. Oh, no one tastes like you. No one. Said, stop writing the same damn song. I said, don't tell me what to do. What's better than all that's wrong, darling? Make it worse with what you want, 'cause it'll all happen again. You're a psycho, just some crazy girl who I'm in love with, and this is the real reason I left you, babe, for me. 'Cause no one tastes like you. Oh, no one tastes like you. No one tastes like you. I had a dream where a bird attacked my neck. I woke up and didn't know what to do next. Next to me, bad drawings of you. Good enough, they were good enough for me. I'll show you them in our next life, in our next life. I had a dream, oh, where you were next to me. I felt pathetic, 'cause there were dimples in my cheeks. But I'll erase all the bad drawings I've made, 'cause I don't like to see what I can't can't have. She said, shut up, remember why you're here. I'll show you. I'll show you how. Are you in there? Are you in there? I'll show you how to be here, how to be here without me, with dimples in your cheeks. With dimples in your cheeks. Your life will just move on. Someone will come along.
All right, so welcome everybody to Acid Cat Radio. I'm here with Rex Thurstan, who you just watched play a pretty emotionally charged set. It was pretty rad. So thank you for coming here today. It's been fun.
Thank you.
You had a good time?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, wonderful. So let's just jump right into it here. I want to know, as someone who is pursuing the, kind of singer-songwriter genre, there's a lot of people that are in that genre, and some might consider that to be a simplistic genre to get into. I would only imagine that it must be tough to make yourself stick out in a genre as big as that. So what do you do, or what do you think needs to be done to be able to stick out and make yourself noticeable?
Well, it's a really good point. I mean, there's so much more music happening now because people have access to the equipment to make it, and lo-fi music is just has skyrocketed. It's just everywhere. So sticking out, being different, and being more unique than the rest of them is a really, really big challenge.
Totally.
And sometimes it might just take years to even stick out. To think that you're different, it might take years to actually get there. And I guess the one thing that I've tried to do personally to be more unique, to be something new, something refreshing, where people can listen to it and think this is what I want to listen to every day, is work ethic and just literally I just don't stop writing. I mean, every day I think I write 2 songs, probably more than that, and just including my new band member Matt Volkowski, who I've been recording for 2 years now. It only made sense to bring him into the project of Eel People, because 2 people who are pretty prolific songwriters. I mean, we released 6 albums in 2019.
That's very impressive.
And it was fun, but it was there's this downside to it, where we stick out because we have so many albums, we have so many songs, and we release them you have 1 album out and then next month a new one.
Okay.
And that's cool, and it's new, and we don't always see that, but we do see it sometimes with Tysical.
Right.
There was one point where Tysical was releasing a new album every month.
It's a good business model. You can pull off.
If you can do it, you should. But what we were noticing is we would listen back to our songs, and we'd have all these things we'd want to change.
Yeah.
We'd had all these. We'd look back and we'd have all these regrets about how we recorded it, and if we had only sat on these songs for a bit longer and just cared a bit more about it,
sure.
Then not that we don't care,
right.
But if we just paid a little more attention, spent a little more time working on stuff, we probably wouldn't have as many regrets afterwards. So yeah, it's really hard to stand out,
right?
And you might not know what that decision is yet, what it is to stand out, how to do that properly. But yeah, that's how Eel People attempts that, is just spitting out as much music as you can.
All right, so on the topic of Eel People then, since you and Matt have kind of come together as these 2 prolific songwriters and you're actually writing together now, you have these 2 versus 1, you're writing every day. Walk me through the process of what that is actually like, because before you had that, you were still trying to write on your own a lot. But
Yeah.
now that you have a collaborator in the mix where you can do the same amount of work with another person, how does that work for you? Like, what's your thing?
Well, it's quite jarring, just kind of jumping into it because, like, I mean, for years, living in Hebron, Connecticut, the social network of musicians is not huge,
Okay.
especially specifically in my town. And I didn't have a car, like my whole life, so I couldn't just drive to another town and
Sure.
meet another musician because there's so many amazing CT bands.
Sure.
But at the time, it was really difficult, so I just kind of accidentally became Eel People's drummer, Eel People's bassist, Eel People's guitarist,
Sure.
and singer, and all of it. So it kind of happened by accident. And so that process, just doing it all by myself, was like multi-tracking, using Logic, and just recording in my bedroom. And as soon as I had known Matt for a while, and then we actually were homeschooled together.
Okay. Wow.
In Middletown. And what happened was we had lost a mutual friend, and we reconnected at their memorial.
Oh wow.
And it was like when you haven't seen someone for years, they like it's like you're the deer in the headlights.
Absolutely.
Like you see them and
You
it's
don't know
like
what to do.
what's it's them, but it's like
Is it really them?
like it's just crazy.
Right.
Like Matt looked completely different. My hair would look down to here. I was wearing like a tuxedo and everything. It was crazy. And then Matt was like, "Oh, I'm throwing a house show. You should come play at it." And I had never done a house show before. I didn't know what that was. I had no idea what that I was like, what? It was like a party? Like, it was like basically. And so I just came over. I did some songs, and Matt and I realized we had like a really similar songwriting style for sure. And then we recorded Pluto Boy, Matt's first album together. That took forever. And after we were done with that, that whole time that we were recording it, I was like, man, I've got to write something together. We got to do it.
Mm.
And then when we finally did, a year later, and that's when Eel People really like took a drastic switch, and we started writing this album called A Preliminary Display of Tomorrow's Grievances. We've written about like 35 songs in the span of 3 months.
That's pretty impressive. That's very prolific. Going back to what you were saying about the business model of someone like
Yeah.
Ty Segall or DOCs, it's very similar.
Well, it's just like before, I was writing like 9-track, 11-track albums like all the time, but now it's like we both collide and it multiplied. I mean,
right.
Our album is like, it makes so much sense to me that it's like that big, that quickly. But we're definitely gonna cut it down. Because I don't think 2 hours of music is like
Sure.
necessarily something everyone's really ready to listen to
digest, right?
But we're trying to be like, like whatever, like this
Why
is
not?
the album. Like, if you don't want to listen to it, that's okay. That's
Right.
your decision. I understand. It's daunting. It's big.
Right.
The cover is a moth.
There you go.
So, but yeah, it's really exciting to finally have somebody to work with. A lot of the things you'd imagine a band, like the problems you'd think you'd have with a band, it's different when it's just one other person.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, coming from somebody who was once in a 2-person band, I totally get it.
It's so different.
It's an easy
Yeah.
relationship to have.
I mean, like a full band, I've had problems before where
Mhm.
I had to just decide that I was the bassist because
Yeah.
no one else wanted to be the bassist, so I just took being bass. I loved it. Fell in love with the instrument, but I mean, the problems with that. the problems with like bigger bands is that what's the word, competition.
Mhm.
Everyone wants to be the black horse. Like the dark horse is the term,
They want to be the one.
they want the one.
There's
They
no
want to be
work.
the
There's
star,
no there's no concept of working together as a team. They
Yeah.
want to be the one. So I mean, it's good to have some of that, but at the same time, you have to be able to kind of slow down and be like, hey, I want to help you. You can help me.
We can all work together and be the star.
Totally.
Together. Like that's
That's why we're doing this interview right now.
yeah, it is.
So I guess my other question for you then is, as you just said, you and Matt were able to come together, write 35 songs, which
Mhm.
that's a really impressive number. I would assume that going into that you two would have similar tastes in music influence-wise. Would that be accurate?
It's funny. We do, kind of, but we like at the same time like our listening habits are like wildly different.
All right, so go into that.
Like basically, I listen to a lot of this is like embarrassing to me.
Okay.
But like I have been like obsessed with like Japanese pianists who like work with like the soundtrack to like Studio Ghibli and anime films.
Great soundtracks, yeah.
They work so, I mean, just like their chord progressions and like the intuition that they have with writing songs, and like the motifs in these soundtracks, like the way they repeat something as like a theme for something.
Absolutely.
I basically listen to soundtracks. It's like what inspires me to like write music, and Matt listens to like Queen Moo and Green Day and like rock music. Matt doesn't listen to Green Day. I don't know what I said that. He likes Green Day for a while, but definitely, like much more like indie rock than I do. And I love indie rock, but I just our listening habits, you know what I mean? Basically what I'm trying to say, we're just so different.
But I mean, as a listener, I can hear that though in your guys' music, because when you have these very dramatic kind of swells in the music, which would be something you would find in like a Studio Ghibli soundtrack or whatever, but at the same time, the lyrics are very indie rocky, you know what I mean? Like it's a kind of, I don't want to say stereotypical, but it's kind of like, these are rock and roll lyrics, yet they're set over this kind of cascading, beautiful kind of soundtrack thing.
Biggest influences for me was Talking Heads.
Okay.
When I was coming up with the name of the band, I love how Talking Heads has this like instant imagery. I mean, Talking Heads, like, what is that?
Right.
With Eel People, it was like I was drawing these like weird figures that looked like eels, but they had like human heads. And I had a crush on this girl in high school, and we'd always sit like across from each other and like text each other. It was cute.
Okay.
And
I'll take your word for it.
And one day I just started drawing them, and I like showed them to her, like Jason, and she was like, "It's very Picasso," and I was like, "Yeah." I said, "What should I call them?" She's like, "I don't know. They kind of look like eel people." I was like,
"That's a winner."
What? What'd you say? I heard somebody say eel people. I was like,
catchy.
That's the name. Yeah. So, what was the question?
I was just talking about influences, but you covered the influences thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally don't have any other questions. I think you've kind of laid out the roadmap of what you're all about. So, that camera's yours. So tell these people what you got going on. Do you have any shows coming up? Do you have any I'm sure you have plans to go back and record more stuff soon.
Yes.
What's going on?